This video is brought to you by Boss Rutan's O2 Trainer. Check out o2trainer.com and check out powerperformanceproducts.com and get $10 off your purchase of Body Storm and Body Effects.
Picture perfect. You said you actually worked that specific liver punch. Why that move?
We saw the fight with him and Nam Fan. Nam dropped him with the body shot, so he knew that his body was kind of weak. So Nam actually came up and trained with us throughout my camp up in Sacramento. He's actually there right now still, and like I said, that was something that we worked on. I just caught that kick and saw it wide open and just exploded into it.
Were you scared to take him down?
Scared? No, I wasn't. Honestly, I felt like wherever this fight went, I was going to be okay. We worked a lot of ground game, a lot of jiu-jitsu and wrestling for this camp. I honestly thought it was going to be more of a ground game. I wanted to keep it standing, but with his type of almost like a Diaz-style fighting where he's kind of just in your face so much, I figured I'd have to take him down, and luckily, I just caught that liver just right, and he went down, so it was good.
How important was this win to you after the Jose Aldo fight?
It was very important. I mean, coming off a loss, I felt like I needed to make a statement. I wanted to get the finish. I train hard to finish every opponent, but it's not going to happen every time. And I wanted to do it, and I got in there, and I feel like I kind of made a statement. So I'm happy right now. Stoked.
A lot of people were surprised that he even got to fight you.
Yeah.
That he didn't quite deserve it. How do you feel about it?
I was actually a little bit surprised when they first told me I was going to fight him. We were kind of having some trouble getting an opponent for a while. I didn't fight for like six and a half months. So I was on Mike and Jeff, every day, get me an opponent, I want to fight. Had a couple, I think like Bart Palashevsky, and due to injuries or rescheduling or something, just, people were pulling out. So when they told me it was him, at that point, I really didn't care. I just wanted to get back in there, so it was good. How many fights do you feel like you are away from getting another shot at the belt? Ultimately it's up to the UFC. I could probably see one or two more fights, but like I said, it's up to them. I'd like to get in there and fight again for it as soon as possible.
How's your hand holding up?
It's great. It feels good. Yeah.
All you guys at Alpha Male are pretty darn good at guillotine. Were you threatened at all by his?
It was something we definitely had in our minds, and it's something we were going to watch out for. Obviously, he's really good at it. We've trained with him. He came to Sacramento and rolled with a bunch of guys, and everyone told me it wasn't going to be a problem. No, he wasn't catching anybody over there with it. And but like I said, it was something that we were going to worry about, and we trained for. So just never really got there.
McKenzie's known to be a pretty lighthearted guy, outside of fighting. Yesterday at the weigh-ins, he was nose to nose with you. How much of that do you think was spectacle, and how much do you think that was trying to get in your head? He's been training with the Diaz brothers, and
yeah.
Do you think that's something that he took from them?
I think it's a lot of it. Yeah, he's probably nervous, just trying to push it on to me, maybe make me a little nervous. I don't know. I told him after the fight, let's go fishing. I'm still buddies with the guy. I don't care. I'll go grab a beer with him right now. It's for show. We're fighting. We're getting an octagon and trying to kill each other, basically. So, at that point before the fight, you gotta kind of hate the guy. It's crappy to say, but I've had bad experiences in wrestling where you're friends with the guy, you make friends with the guy, and you almost can't go 100% in there on him. So. For me, I'm sure he was doing the same thing. I just kind of had to hate him. So it's all good now, though.
Who's taking care of this mountain lion problem while you're out here?
Actually, that's funny you say that. I do have people staying at my house because we gotta put all the animals in at night. That thing's still lurking around. I still haven't got it. So I got buddies back home. My buddy Mike Papa. Cool.
Body shot might get him?
Maybe. I'll have to jump on his back and get him in that RNC.
Or maybe use the rifle.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there anybody that you're eyeing in the division right now that you'd like to fight next?
Just any of the top guys, really. Cody was a little bit, a guy that wasn't really ranked up there too high, and I'd like to get right back in there. So any of the top guys.
Were you a little disappointed you couldn't be on the same card as Uriah? Of course, he was slated to be on that card.
Yeah.
He's gonna move, so.
Yeah, definitely. When I first got offered to fight again, it could have been in June or July, and they told me Uriah's going to be fighting in July. Obviously, I wanted to fight as soon as possible, but I still, I passed that one up, and, it kind of sucked the last few weeks. They told us he wasn't going to be on it, and, it is what it is. I'm still going to get in here and fight just as hard, but it definitely makes it a lot better when you have one of your buddies with you.
And how's training going for Hennon?
Really good. He's feeling great. The whole time we were in Vegas, he was training. Phil Nurse, Mark Delagrati were out there working with us, and he's feeling really good.
When you caught the kick, was it like, oh, I can't reach his face, so I'm just gonna? Did you actually think that?
Yeah, actually, I remember when I was sparring with him. I was trying to close the distance so much, but he's so tall that all he had to do was kind of lean over, and I was just whiffing every single one. So I remember kind of getting frustrated when I was sparring him, and that was something that, we were kind of working on in camp. And, like I said, Nam Fan and those guys were there, and the body's so much closer, and we knew that was a weak spot for him. So it was definitely something we were aiming at.
You talked about training with Cody, and we know the Alpha Male camp is pretty close to the Gracie Barrier Lodi camp. Was it difficult for you guys? Was there anything exchanged as far as who's going to be able to train who?
I don't think Cody trained with them this camp just because of that reason. I mean, we kind of have a pact with those guys. We don't fight anyone from their camp, and they don't fight anyone from ours. So, I don't know for a fact, but, Nick came into our gym about a week ago and watched some of our boxing sparring with some of our, he had a couple of his guys with him and stuff, and Danny Castillo went down there a couple weeks ago and did some boxing sparring with them. So both guys said that he wasn't around, so I didn't really ask a whole lot, but I don't think he really trained with them this camp.
So you almost didn't even break a sweat.
This video has been brought to you by ProBoxingSupplies.com, where you can get 25% off your purchase now, and Boss Rutan's O2 Trainer. Get yours at O2Trainer.com.